Welcome to the AM briefing video presented by microstrader.com, where together we trade better. Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday, February the 19th. This week's scripture, Isaiah 53:5. But he was pierced because of our transgressions, crushed because of our iniquities. Punishment for our peace was on him. What a powerful verse. Today's tip of the day: can you say no to the chart? Yesterday was a say no to the chart day, and I'm going to share with you what we talked about in our group and live on YouTube as well. Today's news drivers this afternoon: you have FOMC minutes. It's a green trading day in my humble opinion. Tomorrow is the day before option expiration, so it's going to be a yellow day. Caution, trade small if at all. Friday rules start tomorrow. And then, of course, Friday is Friday with option expiration. So let's look at yesterday. So I remarked to the group when we were done trading, I said, ugly PA. As expected, as we talked about in the AM briefing, moderate your expectations was the tip of the day. And don't burn your batteries watching too closely. So before we opened up with a nice move down here, and we were looking for longs here, here, and here. Was not interested in shorting. Why? Because the bulls control. The bulls control. So I was looking for longs, never got the entry that I was interested in. So for me, it was a no trade day. And at the end of the day, you got this vomit and then this move right back up. And this was the scenario I was looking for over here. We were looking at levels, and I said, I want it to flush and have a quick, strong, hard reaction back. We got it, but we got it when I wasn't trading. Why wasn't I trading? Because I did not want to burn my batteries too closely. I didn't want to burn my batteries. So when we have these small ranges like this in the opening, our data indicates it is not worth watching the price action for the rest of the day. And that has been true over and over and over. And then why don't we trade the last hour of the day? Because you get this type of crazy action, okay? People were wanting this thing to vomit so hard, and people who were just begging for shorts got their butt handed to them at the end of the day. At the end of the day, their butts were handed to them. Oh, well, we saved our batteries. We kept our powder dry and will be ready to trade today. All right, let's start here with the high time frame trend lines. So this is that big high time frame trend line we've been talking about. Went up and challenged it, came back in, challenged it again, came back in, and now we're headed back that direction. We have this 30-minute trend line, and then my thought goes to, well, we appear to have went more parabolic in that direction. So I'm going to throw on this trend line as well. All-time high is right here. Does this look like we're going to have a monster move here and go and grab this all-time high? I think that is much more likely than it is that we're going to break down. Okay? You've got to lean the direction that the current is flowing. The current is flowing north. We are tightening up in here. We know one thing about ES: when it tightens up, there's going to be a move. Here's a tighten up. There's going to be a move. Careful countering this. When can you short this? When things break. Are things breaking? Yeah, they're breaking to the north. So be extra careful. Let's drop down, let's say, to a 10-minute chart here. I'm going to go ahead and remove these trend lines. Don't need to see them here. So the next thing I want to bring up is make sure the FOMC minutes is on your chart if you're trading the afternoon. I will not be trading the afternoon today. But if you are going to be trading, go ahead and put that FOMC minutes on your chart. Next thing I'm going to bring up our strong levels here. So yesterday we came into here, had a nice reaction. We came down, and then what did we do? We went back here and tested. Then we got over the top. Here, let's go to a 3-minute chart. And then we got over the top, tested the bottom twice, and then there was that move. And where did we go? To the next strong level. So very interesting in all of that as well. Next thing I want to do is let's turn on our session levels. Okay, so we have the RTH halfback for this day here. It is also an 11 session POC. Now that includes London as a session, Asia as a session, RTH as a session, 11 sessions. This is the POC, and prices went down here, basically tagging up with POC and now headed back up. Now this is in the overnight session. It doesn't really count as far as tagging up with POC, but that's basically what's happened here. And I think that is important to be aware of. So here's that 1375 level. I think that's the biggest level. When are things starting to break? Perhaps if we get underneath there, because here's the parabolic trend line that we added this morning. That if we get under the parabolic trend line, is something breaking? Yeah, parabolic trend line, but maybe it's just coming to test this base. We ladder under this base, we could possibly maybe be in for a much further move to the south. But at this time, the bulls control and they get benefit of the doubt, right? They get the benefit of the doubt. We are in a parabolic move to the north, sandwiched at this high time frame trend line. Many attempts fail, many attempts fail, many attempts fail. At the end of the day, we're going to trade the levels as they develop, but know where you're at. So with this 11 session POC here, this is the definition of the middle. This is the middle. How excited should you be to trade the middle? Well, when it comes against a trend line with a POC, this is typically not a bad trade location to go long, but it is the middle, which is pretty much the definition of POC, right? So let's go and look at the cash markets. So yesterday, SPX made a new all-time high. SPY made a new all-time high. NDX made a new all-time high. QQQ made a new all-time high. Futures are lagging the cash market. Let's look at the indices here. Is any of this bullish or bearish? We look at this to see if we're all on the same train. At this point, we're just inside of yesterday's range. We explored the north side of the high for a little bit and came back into the halfback, testing that area, which is totally cool and fine. It represents a long. If you took that, just continue to follow your runner here. And you never know, you might be in the breakout move to the north. So when we're inside of this range, I'm always looking to see what happens here at halfback. But ultimately, I really want us to come down here. Let's come a little further down, shake out the weak longs, give me a reason to get long at a greedy price under POC, in my humble opinion. And then let's go and grab that all-time high. But as I always say, we will trade the levels as they develop, cognizant of two things: trade location and trend. So let me back out of this for a second. Let's turn these off. So whenever I'm saying trade location, one of the things I'm cognizant of, we are at the top of a high time frame range here. Okay. In high time frame ranges, when you're at the top of the range, it's often better to look for the short. Sure, one day it's going to break out. It's okay if you have a losing trade. Okay. But typically it is a better location to be looking for a short. But you are in a parabolic move to the north. It's a very challenging trade location to trade because of that. We're at the top of a high time frame range, but in a parabolic move to the north. What's going to happen? You don't have to know the answer to that question. All you have to do is know where price is going to bounce, and you trade the bounces. That's what we do. We are bounce traders. Check us out at microstrader.com if you're interested in learning how we trade.
Stay green, my friends, and to learn more about our group, go to microstrader.com. Stay green, my friends, and to learn more about our group, go to microstrader.com.